Oh, Gmod. You beautiful clusterfuck. Let me set the scene for you. It's 24th of December 2004. I just celebrated my first birthday and Christmas was tomorrow. Yet this year, thanks to the wonderful people over at Facepunch, Christmas is gonna come a little early, as a sneaky little mod is being developed for a recent Valve game. You may not have heard of it, it was called Half-Life 2. Now, this little mod was a bit different to your normal type. It was a framework through which you could download even more mods that allowed users to play whatever the fuck they wanted by connecting to servers hosted by other Gmod users. But at the time, these user-made mods had to be downloaded through dodgy third-party sites and, as you would have guessed, became a slight breeding ground for malware and other nasty pieces of software. However, by the time of the Gmod's 7th birthday, this was all going to change, as in late 2011, the Steam Workshop was released, which revolutionised everything. The Steam Workshop. It's another masterful creation from the billionaires over at Valve, and it brought a whole new wave of life to this game. The mods that gave it life became so much easier to download and fuck around with, which led to many YouTube creators to start picking up on the game and making content. Now, let me teach you a little recipe. It's a personal favourite. Take a game of endless possibility, mix with 250ml of an active modding community, and sprinkle some YouTube coverage to taste. Put it in an oven at around 70 degrees centigrade and leave for 3 years. Take it out the oven and add a final garnish of edgy owl-based videos, and what you get? The perfect mix for me to see the game and just latch myself on, and the start of over 1,000 wasted hours of my life. These YouTube videos really hit me at the perfect time, and I would frequently pull up YouTube and just binge watch the retarded ass shit that the Vanis crew got up to in the game. From their series on Sandbox to their scary map videos, I watched it all and loved every second. At the time, however, I didn't have a PC, so I had to remain in the spectator seat, but in around 2014 this was all going to change. My transition from console to PC happened rather late into my life, and begun with the construction of the machine I still use to this very day, a little over 2 years ago. At this point, there were 2 games that I immediately bought on Steam, being Fallout 4 and Gmod, which are both games that I still hold very close to my heart, even to this day. Okay, hopefully that set the scene well enough for you. Now to move on to my personal experiences with the game, which I'm going to have to split into a couple of sections, as to me this game is essentially 2 completely different beasts contained in a shell of one slightly buggy mess, those being the sandbox mode and the RP servers, which are hosted by the community. The sandbox mode on this game is stupendously expansive. The sheer quantity of different stupid things you can do is honestly remarkable, and I have spent countless hours just doing random shit with my mates and running away from the LEA next bot, which is only slightly giving me Vietnam flashbacks every time I hear his intro now. However, that brings up the fundamental flaw in Gmod as I see it, that anyone who's played it would have also figured out. It's really fun with friends, but only really fun with friends, as unlike Minecraft, all the resources you will ever need are just given to you. So unless you like building incredibly complicated contraptions that no one will ever really see, there's very little point in playing unless you've got people to play with. However, with friends, this unlimited access to world editing and wild ending abilities creates some of the most frantic and chaotic fights you will ever see, and honestly, I don't think you've lived until you've had a fight to the death using only sinks to flatten your enemy. RP servers in this game will always hold a very special place in my heart, especially the first order ones. My fascination with these servers was started in a similar way to my fascination with Gmod as a whole, in fact, with yet another YouTuber called Call Me Kevin, who made a series on going around different Star Wars servers and pissing people off on them. One of which was called MVG, or Multiverse Gaming, which hosted a lovely little first order RP that I played for around 14 months? But what I've learned from my nearly 2 years of playing Gmod is that not every server is successful, as since hosting a Gmod server can be very, very profitable, There are a lot of servers hosted just for the money that are run by complete dipshits because of it. Cough, Avalon Networks. But still, Gmod is an exceptionally old game, and will soon be so old in fact that it can legally drive a tractor in the UK. Among other things. But the life of this game has been with very little support from Facepunch, and instead has been carried by a very large community of active modders who, after learning Lua on Roblox, have poured their creativity into exceedingly pointless yet fun add-ons to this game. So thank you to all of them, but most importantly, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.